And I think, hopefully, oh, well, YouTube Studio is telling me that I'm live. So I'm going to
Go
take
live
that
button here.
as is. Right, this has been a total colossal pain in the arse. I've been trying to line up a game to play. OBS has been acting up as usual. And so now I don't know. I was absolutely delayed getting this done. No one's going to watch this. This is totally impromptu. And Kuxel's not able to make it because Kuxel kind of got burnt out over the weekend. We did some more recordings. So there's some more videos to look forward to from Kuxel. But it's just me today. And I'm late. And no one's going to be watching this, which is perfect. My aspiration is tonight is to play some Iwaihime, which I have purchased on Steam. Alright, Kuxel, how's it going? You are going to be the only person watching this. Yeah, this has been a pain in the arse. I spent far too much time working today on something, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll go online at 10, and then 10 passed by, and I was still busy doing it, and I was like, oh, I can do some more, and now I cannot be arsed. Also, my OBS is acting up. Gonna be chilling in the chat unless needed. Well, if you want to jump on, you can jump on. I will. I mean, I don't know. I will share on the. Well, there's no point in screen sharing just now because I've not even got a game up. But yeah, I'm on Discord if you feel like it. But yes, this is gonna be fucking terrible. Yeah, I'm downloading Iwaihime. I did try. So the game, the Don't Escape series of games. There was another series that I got as part of that package of games called Deep Sleep Trilogy, which is a horror focused series for the game. And I played a little bit at the beginning just to see what it was like, and I was like, nope, I am not playing this at night. Fuck this. This is the type of game that Kuxel would enjoy laughing at me play too much. I might play it at some point though. And I've also got or purchased recently A Space for the Unbound, which I'd said before was a game I'd played the prologue for almost a year ago. It was last January I remember playing that when they said they were going to get out. Sounds perfect. You would say that. I'm not going to record this. I'm just going to do the stream. Yeah, give me. Well, this is 93% downloaded, so we're almost there. The issue is whenever I play a game, it pauses the download, which I didn't realize. Also, I'm pretty sure I downloaded an update for my display drivers, and I'm pretty sure that fucked everything up because I was trying to display it on OBS the gameplay and it was just not working for some bizarre reason. So I'm blaming the drivers on that one. Technical issues everywhere, and I honestly can't. I need sleep. I'm more tired today than I was at the end of the work week, so hopefully this download will finish soon and we can get into playing some Iwaihime. I'm actually using the studio mode of OBS just now because I want to see what scene I've got lined up. I don't want to fanny about with that scene before I move it into the main scene. So I've not actually used the studio mode before. Quite fancy. Takes a lot of screen estate as well, actually. Come on, game. Download. Almost there, almost there. I swear to God, my streams always suck so much ass. Right. I have finished downloading the game. Oh, you use it all the time? Yes. I've just been doing it old school. I've not bothered using it. Right. Let's see if this will. Right, this is going to be fun. Oh, why is that? Of course it's gonna look like that. Because reasons. What on earth is going on? Why is that so disjointed? That's fine. Right, let me see. Let me check the settings. If I just window size. Right, so what? Why is this not centered? This is why game, why? Do I have to full screen it? If I full screen it, then I can't see what people are saying. Also, I've just realized that the chat is not so I'm watching the chat on YouTube Studio, but the chat's not coming through to my OBS. This is beautiful. Why is nothing working? I swear we did use the transfer option. Yeah, I did, but like let's see, transform. Right, I hate using this, stretch the screen. No, this is it. Give me a second, let me... I know what I will do. I will switch the inputs to blank. Switch it back. Nope. Oh, this is beautiful. Right, fucking close this. Right. What a great time I'm having. Just check how... I'm going to restart the game and see if that auto-corrects itself. It's probably not going to... No. I switch that off and switch this on. And have that set to... Iwaihime. Oh, it's just... What is the... Right, I'm going to switch studio mode off. Right, you. Why are you being... Game video... We'll set that to Iwaihime. Right, that's better. Let's switch off the game capture. And set it to that. I'm going to go back to studio mode and see what it will look like with the no avatar screen. Switch that on, switch that off. Ah, yes. Oh my god, what have I done? Yeah, the studio mode is quite handy. I totally messed up that transform. Okay. Right. I had to use a different type of screen capture. I don't know what's up with my OBS. I just want to go to sleep. Now why is my chat not working on OBS? That's and I get drop frames as well. Everything is going to pot. I swear these drivers have totally messed up my freaking computer. No, it's not the VNs, Kuxel, it's not the VNs. I was trying to play 2 Point Hospital earlier and just practicing with that for this before I went live. And I was getting the same issues today. I tried to play the A Space for the Unbound for a little bit. I tried that on OBS and I was getting the same problems. And I'm pretty sure I updated the drivers, the NVIDIA drivers, yesterday or the day before, and it just caused fucking chaos. And then I was looking at instructions on how to roll back drivers, and it says, yes, go to your settings, device drivers, display adapters, set NVIDIA, whatever, and then choose the option to roll back. And I went there, and the button for rollback's grayed out, and I'm like, fuck this fucking... Right. I'm going to stop moaning. I'm going to try and position these windows so I can still see the chat. This is going to be fun. Right. Let's finally do this, okay? I'm going to switch to full screen. Oh, that's not going to work because I'm in Thingy mode. Transition. Bam bam bam. Right. I should hopefully now be displaying in full screen mode. So let us get into this. What's a question mark? I mean, obviously. Oh, let's not fuck with that. Holy shit. Text speed, voice sync on. Auto. Ooh. Synchronize text with voice playback. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Text speed. What other options do we have? I'm not full screening it. Confirm voice. Ooh, I can unlock voices. Well, go back. Right. I'm not gonna mess about anymore. Let's begin. Oh, this is bright and cheery. And what the hell? This is slow. And here I'd figured he'd be the one bars to show up late. Ha! Try to play it cool, and you suffer for it. I let my enthusiasm get the better of me, and arrived too early. Yeah, I get that. I would have felt guilty otherwise, making him wait at some station he'd never visited after the long trip here. Can I go to the settings? Oh! Okay. Settings, text speed. Let's increase that a little bit. Did I tell Suzumu is continuing tapping full? Oh, okay. Suzumu was my distant relative. Like me, he was 16 and a junior in high school. I am also... Wow. That can get pretty loud. Yeah, I'll keep that, seems right. Right, Suzumu is my distant relative. Like me, he was 16 and a junior in high school. Starting this spring, he'd be living here in Susuda, going to the same school as me too. Wait. Distant relative. I don't know why I thought that was cousin. Right. He said he'd know where my place was, but normally you pick people up at the station, right? Still though, that was no excuse for my premature arrival. Hello? Well, I mean, that's what you get for coming early. It should be nice. Kuxel, what do you think? Do you when there's voice acting in Japanese, do you read out the text, or do you just let it let the Japanese voice acting do the bit, if you know what I mean? Yes, look at that actual art in a Ryukishi game. But I don't know if he I don't think he drew it. I think the art was done by someone else. Just like how the later versions of Umineko had updated art. Whatever. He seemed like the punctual type, so I figured he'd be more likely to get here 5 minutes ahead of time. There was no way he'd show up an hour early. Yet, I had to go and get the brilliant idea to show up over an hour ahead of schedule anyway. Wait, why? I wasn't trying to get that carried away, but... honestly, it just kind of happened. Should I... See, this is the thing. I want to have the Japanese voice acting. I want to be there. But then, if anyone's watching this... I mean, no one's going to be watching this. But if anyone is watching this, it does help to kind of voice out all of the spoken parts, because especially if they don't know Japanese. Do you not? In Kokari, did you voice the bits with that? Did you? Will you talk over the narrator and MC? Yeah, do you know what, to hell with it. I'll just talk over this because we'll see how this goes. Killing time at a chic coffee shop would be ideal for this sort of situation. But, well, I didn't want to waste over 300 yen of my meagre allowance on a single cup of coffee. 300 yen? Yeah, wait. It's about £3, isn't it? So there I was, leaning against the pillar in front of the ticket gate, looking like a fool as I stared off into space. At first I was worried about my hair looking funny, like I was waiting for my first date or something. But those silly feelings passed after a while. Eventually I found myself simply staring blankly at the bustling crowds of people. My mind as blank and staticky as a TV tuned to a dead channel. No matter how much I checked my phone, it wouldn't change the fact that I still had another 50 or so minutes to go. It'd be nice if I could find a game or something to pass the time. But since I was still recharging MP in Wanyadora, I couldn't play it for another 12 hours. Fuck those games.
駅ってさ、何気に超メジャーでポピュラーな自殺スポットだと思うんだよね。
What the fuck is this random? Okay. All of a sudden, my channel locked onto a single voice speaking amidst the crowds. All of a sudden, my channel... What? The voice appeared to be that of a young office worker all by herself, perhaps talking on the phone.
どんな自殺の名所もさ、結構行くの大変じゃん？覚悟とか度胸とか、というか行くのに時間かかるっていうか。
Yes.
だって思わない？富士の樹海とかで死ぬ人ってどんだけ頑張ってるわけ？
Okay.
樹海までの行き方調べて、電車乗って乗り換えて歩いて。普通死ぬためだけにそこまでやるかね。家で首つった方がどんだけ楽かって思うでしょ？
He was discussing a rather morbid topic, the same energy, one with the latest fashions and trends. That said, I had to admit it was fascinating.
首つるのだってそうそう簡単じゃないって。首をつるロープかその代わりのものなんてそうそう家にはないよ。
Now that she mentioned it, I couldn't think of anything at my place that could support my weight. What? Going to the store to get a rope or something just to hang yourself seemed like a real fast way to kill the mood. What is this sentence? Yeah, even just hanging yourself took effort.
自殺ってさ、初恋の男の子に今だって告白するような勢いとタイミングでするもんでしょ？
What the hell is this woman's conversation? Yeah, Kuxel ordered a rope and absent. That was quite the simile. It was in no way a funny topic, yet I almost giggled. The days of seppuku were long in the past, so most suicides these days were done on impulse. With that, I saw that she was getting at about train stations being suicide hotspots.
駅ってさ、学生でも社会人でも誰もが日常に利用している場所なわけだよね。それでホームで電車を待っている時間ってどんなに忙しい人でも自分を顧みるいい時間になるわけじゃん。
And so in those few minutes waiting for the train, it could cross your mind how easy it would be to just end it all. Train platforms were truly a wonder in that sense. If the thought of killing yourself passed through your head, you wouldn't even need to prepare anything special. All it would take is a few steps towards the edge of the platform. Sure, you'd have to wait for a train first, but those arrived every few minutes during the busy hours. A desire to die and a few minutes of spacing out, that was all you needed. And it was all just a hop, skip and a jump away.
ね？最高の自殺スポットだと思わない？コンビニやカラオケくらいに身近でお手軽なカジュアルな自殺スポットだと思うわけ。疲れたらコンビニで栄養剤買ったり、カラオケでストレス発散したりとかするでしょ？駅もそれと同じじゃないかなって。
So in other words, when you're tired of life, it should be okay to treat the idea of killing yourself almost casually. That's what she was saying. Suicide was supposed to be really tragic and serious, right? Yet this woman was talking about how death shouldn't be considered that big of a deal. like cutting your hair short for a change of pace or splurging on a fantastic overseas vacation. In other words, resetting your life should be treated just as lightly as all of that. I didn't know if it was because I was sleepy or what, but her words felt like they were awakening something awfully new and fascinating inside of me. What is this? What is going on here?
そうだよね。自殺って何もとことん追い詰められるまで考えちゃいけないものではないのかも。
How you might just change up your hair after a breakup. What is this? What is this conversation? What is she talking? What the fuck, man? Or how you might treat yourself to a makeover or a new purse on a whim. Maybe it really should be treated as casually as that.
自殺って言葉が私は物騒だと思うんだよね。
確かに。
I like garlic bread eggs. Yeah, you've jumped in an interesting one.
エステで新陳代謝を改善して新しいお肌に生まれ変わらせるのと全く同じ感じ。
What the fuck is this conversation?
だから自分殺しなんて物騒な言葉じゃなくて人生のリピュアとかってどうかな。ね、なんか素敵な響きになったと思わない？
Why would anyone have this conversation?
リピュア。
Yeah, that did have a real nice ring to it. It was only then that I realised the woman had been talking to me. Wait, what? She was leaning against the other side of the pillar. I turned around and locked eyes with her. She was an older woman, in her 20s or so, with stunning long hair and a somewhat compassionate aura around her.
してみると結構驚いちゃうよ。
What?
ああ、こんなに簡単だったんだって。なんで今まで無駄に怖がってたんだろう。バカみたいって。
したことあるんですか？リピュア。
Is this a euphemism now? Have you ever rejuved yourself? What? She answered as if I had simply asked for the time. Wait, hold on a second. I felt as though my entire world had been turned upside down. I grew as dizzy as if heaven and earth had been inverted, and the sounds of the crowds around me grew deafening, as though someone had turned up the volume on them. CGs. Oh no. All of a sudden, I found myself at the very front of a crowded platform, beyond where the waiting line would usually start. I wasn't even a full step away from going over the edge, but there was a sea of people behind me. It was as packed as a can of sardines. Trying to force them back did no good, and if I tried to push my way through them, they pushed back just as hard.
見て見て。下を。
Go on, look down at the little step to the tracks. I heard the woman close by, but I couldn't see her. I didn't plan on listening to her, but a push from behind instinctively drew my eyes to my feet. I was stunned by what I found. Where there should have been gravel and train tracks was instead a vast blue sky, spreading out as far as the eye could see. Beautiful fields of clouds adorned that light blue sky. It was like I was looking down from a floating island. No, wait. Those clouds seemed familiar. They were just like those towering what the fuck? Cumulonimbus clouds I had seen one summer when I was a kid, lying on a field in a nature park. That's right, there wasn't a sky below me. The sky I had looked up at on that day was under my eyes. And just as soon as I realised that, I felt as though gravity had been turned on its head. My chest grew light with the desire to be sucked into that blue ocean. Like that feeling you get when you finally reach the top of a tall slide after waiting in a long line.
おいでよ。
でも。
すっごい簡単であっさりだよ。怖くなんかないから。
Why don't you do it yourself, lady? Don't bring me into this.
なんでそっちにこだわってたのかバカみたいになるよ。
What is this logic? It's like, I I don't need to feel rejuvenated right now. I'm waiting for my distant relative to meet up with me. Why are you trying to encourage me to freaking off myself? The woman appeared before me, holding her hand out to me. I had no idea how she got there without me noticing. Almost like she'd walked up to me as I lay gazing at the sky on that field, inviting me to go with her. And it wasn't just her. There were other women there, her friends or co-workers, maybe, along with men in suits. Though it felt like they were inviting me to a barbecue or something, they looked so out of place in the suits that it felt kind of silly to me.
でもこれって
So, Kuxel, yes, I've heard though that in most cases, often, like this type of, you know, rejuvenating yourself, if you want to use that term, I'm sure I read somewhere, I've heard somewhere that often the case is it's very impulsive. Most people that like kind of do this type of like jumping in front of a train and all that, they don't plan it out ahead of time. It's just that they're there at that time. They're obviously not feeling. They're not obviously that they have issues, and they just think impulsively, "I'll just do it." Jumping off the platform, right? But there was an announcement signalling the arrival of the next train. And yet, everyone was coaxing me over to them, their faces plastered with blissful smiles. Almost like they were telling me I'd miss the train if I didn't hurry. But couldn't they hear that screeching of metal against tracks? The train was coming. I couldn't jump. If I did, I'd...
ほら、早く。怖くないから。痛くもないんだよ。
Don't be scared, it doesn't hurt. Being hit by a freaking 100-ton train, it's not gonna hurt. Hurry, hurry. You're going to miss it. Everyone said that as they reached out and waved to me. Like telling me I'd miss out on all the fun if I didn't come along. But they were asking the impossible because... hadn't they all been... crushed to pieces? Their hands, feet, and heads were all crushed to pieces, weren't they? There was no blue sky, just a blanket of scattered stone, dyed reddish-brown by the elements and rust. Faded metal rails like prison bars reaching out into the distance. It was from there that the dead moaned, pushing through the track ballast as they desperately reached out to me. Their own buried hell beneath the stone, its residents doomed to be crushed under the weight of each passing train, unnoticed by the living day after day. The mutilated dead moaned their agony as they desperately sought new companions. One of them had become nothing more than a partially crushed head. Another's outstretched hand had fallen right off their arm. An indecipherable jumble of hands and feet squeezed through the stones as they beckoned me over. Chills ran through me from head to toe. I wanted to back away, but the sea of people behind were pushing back just as hard against me. No, even harder. Stop, I'm gonna fall. However, they were clearly winning. My toes had already stretched out past the platform and were trembling in midair. I stretched my arms as far as they could go, grabbed onto someone behind me and held on for dear life. But the encroaching wall of flesh kept pushing. By this point, my heels were already halfway off the platform. The eyes of the mechanical carnivore gleamed as it grew closer. The train rushed forward, crushing the moaning dead underfoot as it did. The screams of the damned joined in chorus with a metallic screeching as the train approached with its fierce velocity. It'll swallow me whole if I don't get out of the way. But just then, I found myself dancing in midair. At that moment, the scorned graveyard of the suffering dead suddenly transformed into that magnificent sky once again. I couldn't tell if I was falling or floating. Congratulations! Congratulations! Everyone stood in that field of grass under the sky, their arms raised as if in celebration, and waited for me. I fell gently into their clutches. Almost like I was light as a feather. Their countless hands caught me comfortably.
ね、怖くなかったでしょ。 こそ私たち側の世界へ。あなたと一緒に来れて嬉しいよ。だって誰にも私の声が届かないんだもの。
There is no pain nor suffering here, nor sorrow, nor anger, nor no irritation or frustration either. They're all things of the past here. Of course, the same goes for hope, salvation, resurrection, and rebirth. The transient illusion was all a lie. The sky, clouds, field, and people who'd welcomed me all vanished. I was lying on the rails bound tight by the countless hands. That's right, I was a sacrifice to the steel behemoth. Whoa! My body was gnawed down to nothing by the jaws of the train in the blink of an eye. All my bones broke with a sound akin to the crunching of a candy bar. I heard that with the ear remaining on my severed head. Naturally, not even my severed head could escape those steel jaws, of course. Who would have thought that sound could be music to one's ears? Crunch, smash. What a pleasant sound, like sinking your incisors into the skin of a crisp, candied apple. It was a bit of a surprise to discover how gratifying it was to have my body devoured. Deep down, I understood it was an evil, detestable temptation, but being so thoroughly gnawed of was a sensation both satisfying and amusing beyond comprehension. You know how it feels good when you're stretching and you feel your joints crack? Well, try picturing that, but all over your body, like goosebumps, and it keeps happening over and over again. Then you might understand. Crunch, smash. I knew, of course, that I shouldn't get into that kind of pleasure. But by that point, my body had been reduced to little more than an assortment of paste and limbs strewn across the rails. What little there was left of me was being dragged under the track bed, a world of crushed limbs and innards. But it seemed that wasn't enough to kill them. Agonized moans filled the air. I understood. This was liberation. I didn't have to remember my day-to-day life any longer. I didn't have to keep spacing out and waiting without end. Waiting? Hold on. Why did I come to the station again? Oh well, who cared? It didn't matter anymore. Oh, another train was coming. The wheels of the train crushed hundreds more limbs and torsos and organs. A blinding light gradually intruded on my ecstasy, and all traces of thought came to an end.
大丈夫?
Oh. Tsubakiko panted as she returned to reality. She was leaning against the pillar in front of the station, waiting for Suzumu. That was still the same. But one thing was different. Time had advanced to the point of Suzumu's arrival.
うなされてるみたいな感じだったよ。
そうだった。
Let me just read through the comments. I feel like this is a reference to Suzumu. It's a real thing that some people out of nowhere feel urges to do something. It's both impulsive and contagious. Studies have shown that the impulse can be spread if news of the initial rejuve is shown without making it seem dreadful. Thus it inspires copycats. Ah, yeah, I've noticed that when something like that happens, they do not... a lot of effort seems to be put into not like revealing it to the press and stuff like that. That might be the reason for it, I suppose. Yes, it was her imagination, thank God. Holy shit. Drifted off is an understatement. Tsubakiko gave a slight nod as she suggested that perhaps she'd been spacing out for so long she'd had a waking dream.
大丈夫? 少し休む？
大丈夫大丈夫。本当ちょっとぼんやりしてただけ。
何か悪い夢でも見てた？
Dreams can sometimes be so clear that they feel real when you're in them. Yet, in most cases, you barely remember what they were about the moment you wake up. Subakiko couldn't put it into words. All she knew was that it was a bizarre, grotesque daydream. She couldn't recall anything more than that. But as she stared at Suzumu's face, her mind started clearing up. She could feel herself returning to reality, the daydream being driven away in a flash. She'd already completely forgotten the fantastical delusion that had taken hold of her. People don't tend to retain every detail of the daydreams or fantasies they might have when spacing out after all. Fantasies like this happen all the time.
ごめんね。ちょっと早く来すぎて、ぼんやりしてるうちに居眠りしちゃってたかも。
What the hell was that about? What?
どのくらい早く来てたの
？1時間くらいかな。
And spacing out for an hour.
それはすごいな。
That's your
僕のため
reaction.
にそんなに早くから待っててくれたの？
Girl was desperate.
別に鈴夢のためにってわけじゃないわけ。たまたまちょっと早く来すぎちゃったってだけの話。男子は細かいこと気にしなくていいの。
キコちゃんは面白いな。
田舎者の鈴夢が駅で迷子になってたら気の毒だなって。
Country boy?
それで早く来て待ってたわけ。Do you understand?
Do you understand?
迷子になったら来るのは早まるんじゃなくて遅くなると思うけどな。
Burn.
荷物はそれで全部？カバン1個持ってあげるね。
あ、大丈夫だよ。重いよ。
No problem! うわー
Why she try speak English? Subakiko snatched Suzumu's travel bag out of his grasp, only to drop it to her feet with a thud.
何これめちゃくちゃ重いじゃん。
だから重いよって言ったのに。
I carry my dead bodies in it. Ha 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 ha.
鈴夢が軽そうに持ってたからてっきり軽いんだとばっかり。ひょっとしてリュックの方が軽かったりする？そっち持ってあげる。
大丈夫だよ。それにこのカバンより重いよ。
Burn.
鈴夢って結構力持ちなんだね。
Strong country boy.
さすがは男子。
Yes.
ああ、そっか。武道をやってるんだったっけ？
No.
まあ腕だけは鍛えてるからね。
You just do arms martial arts. Okay.
昔と変わらず一見細そうなのにずいぶん成長しちゃったね。
キコちゃんこそ実際に会ったらこんなにも可愛らしく成長してたんですっごい驚いちゃった。
Look at this smooth talking.
そうありがとう。お世辞でも嬉しいかな。
お世辞なんかじゃないよ。キコちゃんはすごく可愛らしくなったと思う。
ありがとう。まあ私も女子やってるしキュートキュートになるよう毎日努力してるしね。
I don't know why I'm cringing this. Well, I am a girl, you know. I work hard every day to be cute. As a cute little button. What the fuck? There wasn't a single hint of flattery in Suzumu's compliments, making Subakiko even more embarrassed. Her heart was all aflutter at the thought that Suzumu might turn out to be one heck of a lady killer. Dun dun dun. His full name was Suzumu Suzuhara. Just like Subakiko, he was 16 years old and in 11th grade. He would be going to the same school as her starting in April. As per family tradition, he would start living on his own from this year onwards. Oh. His large backpack and travelling bag contained his personal belongings and the like. That said, he was still a minor, so it wasn't like he could be truly living on his own just yet. The Harumiyas, Subakiko and her parents, would be taking care of him. Suzumu and Subakiko were relatives. However, they were 6 times removed, so they could hardly be— oh my god. It's like, it's okay, we're not really related, though we're kind of related. However, they were 6 times removed, so they could hardly be considered close in terms of blood ties. What's more, the two hadn't seen each other since their great-grandfather's funeral over a decade ago. Their parents had told them each how the other was doing, but this was the first time in so long they were truly meeting face to face. Despite that, they didn't feel like strangers at all. Family ties truly are a curious thing. Even if today had been their first meeting, Subakiko wouldn't have been opposed to welcoming him to the family at all. It was strange, but that was just how close she felt to him.
じゃあ行こっか。
なんだろう。なんだか騒がしいね。
Uh-oh. The station employees were in a fluster. The teenagers exiting the station were rambling on about something, their faces pale.
飛び込みらしいよ。それもたった今だって。
何それ、怖い。
髪の長い若い OL が電車に飛び込んだって言ってるね。
Oh yes, the one that was trying to convince her in her daydream. An office lady in her 20s with long hair?
怖い。
気の毒だね。死んで咲く花なんてないのに。
I mean, technically, if you've got loads of problems, it kinda ends it all. Oof.
雪をか
Don't. I shouldn't laugh, but this is such a stupid fucking phrase for it.
何
Kuxel, it creates yes, Kuxel, that's the point, isn't it, though? I mean, it's the final straw it's the final solution for yourself, not for everyone else. For a moment, images of a field under a blue sky and a moon with an unsettling smile flashed through Subakiko's mind. But they faded into the fog of oblivion just as soon as they'd appeared. After all, it was pointless to remember daydreams. Yes, let's leave the station as soon as possible.
ここがキコちゃんの住むアパートなんだ。
Kuxel, like I said, it's the ultimate act of self-expression. Yeah, that's definitely one way to put it. My father considered living alone to be a trial of sorts for me. For generations, men of the Suzuhara family had lived independently after reaching a certain age. Only once one had trained his body and mind without relying on others was he considered a full-fledged adult. Oh damn, I must be a man-child in comparison. I'd eagerly awaited this opportunity for as long as I could remember. That was why I'd studied up on all sorts of things in preparation for the stay, so I could live on my own. Wait, she said the Suzuhara men? Is it... She didn't say that it was everyone. Yeah, for generations, men of the Suzuhara family had lived independently. Whatever. The thought of... Oh, shit. Is that what's happened? Have they fucking switched the... Wait. Wait, no, I don't know what that's doing. Yeah, I think we switched to the guys. Suzumu, fucking hell. Anyway. The thought of finally being able to put all that to the test excited me beyond words.
はい、これ、スズムの部屋の鍵。2階の202号室ね。
ありがとう。僕だけの家か。なんだかワクワクするな。
Waku waku. Kiko's family, the Harumiyas. Oh, Kiko being Subakiko. What is this fucking winky face? Oh man. Her full name was Tsubakiko Harumiya. Anyway, Kiko's family, the Harumiyas, were landlords who owned several apartment complexes in Susuda. Ah, they must be loaded. Wait, what is up with the skulls? She's got little tiny skulls as the freaking clasps on her ribbons. What the fuck? Okay. This quaint two-story apartment complex, Residence Harumian 2, was one of them. And I would be living here. I opened the door to find a futon and stacks of cardboard boxes containing daily necessities waiting for me. The delivery men had already made their rounds.
それにしてもずいぶんいろいろと送ったね。
I do like the effort they've put into drawing this background to put like the actual like marks you would get in a used room. Look at this. I don't know how well you can see this in the stream, but I'm quite impressed. Yes, the aircon. I remember the aircon's like you can get hot air or cold, and it's great.
男子なんてせいぜい身の回りのものをカバンに詰め込んだらおしまいかと思ってたな。
Okay, don't assume that I'm like that.
自炊しなさいって言って母さんがフライパンとかお鍋とかも送ってくれたからね。
Wait, has he learned how to cook?
スズム、自炊なんてできるの？
I don't think so.
多少はできるつもりでいるよ。得意って胸を張れるほどじゃないけどね。
He's been watching Food Wars. He knows how to cook.
キコちゃんはお料理とかってできるの？
Yeah, these ACs, the AC units they have in Japan are amazing. I remember when the one time I went, which was awesome, it was during the winter. It was freezing cold, and we had this aircon unit. We put it on full blast, full heat, and it was amazing, man. Ah, so luxurious.
こう見えても将来の夢はプリティな花嫁さんだしね。
My dream is to be a pretty wife someday. Okay.
花嫁修行の一環としてお料理も欠かさずお勉強してるの。
Okay.
へへへ、デリシャスな手料理でスズムを脳殺しちゃうよ。
Fair enough.
それはすごいや。今度ぜひご馳走してほしいな。
任せて。私も男子の舌に合うかどうか試したいと思ってたから。
Hiko nodded along, her eyes gleaming and her smile beaming. It seemed she'd be looking forward to living near a boy her age, what with being in the midst of adolescence and all. Wait, what age is Kiki? Do we have any character stuff on this? No? Damn, I was hoping we'd get some sort of character profile.
ちなみに隣の201は私の部屋ね。
Wait, why are you right? Okay. Thanks for informing.
壁薄いからね。聞き耳立てて乙女の秘密を聞こうとしたら血祭りにしちゃうからね。
Little lady secrets. Okay.
しないよ、そんなこと。
Cringe. I mentioned it might be easier to unpack with a box cutter and scissors. the menu sound effect keeps making you think something's banging your window. Enjoy. Wait, let me save. Ooh. It's a very snappy interface. So Kiko left the room, saying she'd go get them. With the bright and cheery Kiko gone, a somewhat chilly stillness filled the room. The place hadn't been renovated, so there were faint traces of the previous owner's existence still lingering about. Yes, that was what I was pointing out. Replacing that with my presence and making the place my own would be among the great pleasures of living alone. But until then, I'd just have to put up with a bit of discomfort. Okay, I feel like the mood just took a nosedive. Just then, long black hair gently tickled my cheek. Is this like fluffs of hair? No. It was just some falling dust. I looked up to the ceiling and discovered it was a pitch black, like someone had painted it with soot. It fell gently, like black snow. When I came to my senses, I found myself in a pitch black cloud filled with that falling snow. I couldn't see a thing. However, I could sense many presences. At that moment, I thought I could hear a female voice reading out something like a sutra at length. Her voice sounded youthful, but I couldn't see her anywhere. Instead, a giant turquoise object shaped like a spindle, heavy and covered in rust, came into view. I felt like the voice was coming from within it. Many people were sitting around the object. The lights of many candles flickered about, giving the affair a ritualistic atmosphere. Candlelight danced in a cloud of black soot, illuminating the massive conical mass. I could hear the woman reading, no, praying, singing, inside it. I couldn't help but wonder what in the world that thing was. My eyes were gradually drawn into it. The woman's chants broke into coughs from time to time. My heart wrenched at that sound. I felt like I was going to choke in the cloud of soot as well. Before I knew it, that bizarre object loomed over me like a massive mountain, then swallowed and squashed my consciousness whole. Oh, this is... Oh, late. Intro card. Oh shit, look at that creepy ass fucking doll. Kuxel, is this an eroge? I don't think so. I mean, this would be a fucking weird eroge. Susuda Prefectural High School, Class 2A, my class. Wait, are these all... Interestingly, they got little wheel things on these gates. I like this. Are they automated gates? Anyway. Originally, the plan had been for me to transfer here a year ago, back when I was starting high school. But my mother fell ill just before the entrance exams, so I had to stay and help around at home. As a result, I was delayed. She eventually returned from the hospital with a clean bill of health, and so I finally started attending the school 1 year later. So saying that's the same kind of doll in the Silent Hill F trailer. Isn't that the doll in Higanbana? Isn't the main character like a doll like that? Or similar to that? No, she's dressed differently though. At first I was worried a transfer student like me would attract all sorts of attention at time. But since there were so many students at the school and I transferred in right at the start of the school year, no one noticed. That was to be expected. The freshmen had 8 different classes. There was no way the students would know everyone in their grade. They all probably figured I had been in a different class last year. Just some classmate they hadn't bumped into until now. So no one had any reason to think I was a transfer student unless I told them. That made things much easier for me. What's more, every day at this school wasn't just easy, it was actually pleasant. As for why... Well, first of all, Kiko was in the same class. Yes, school is so boring. Don't pay attention, won't have a long-term effect. Nice.
ノートちゃんと取ってた？テストに出るって言ってたよ。
え、そんなこと言ってた？
よかったら僕のノートを写す？
Don't Suzumu, don't be an enabler.
スズム、サンキューサンキューだよ。よいしょ。スズムのノート。
何？字汚かった？
女子力高い。
What?
なんでこんなにふわふわに書いてあるわけ？スズムの文字丸すぎ。かわいすぎ。
そうかな。子供みたいな字で恥ずかしいよ。あ
とイラストいっぱい、吹き出しいっぱい。
Did he fucking write a manga for his notes?
ここはテストに出るよ。ここがポイントだに
Better meow more. What the fuck?
ゃ。何これ、高すぎる。女子力が高すぎる。
Can you not shout that out to the whole class, please, Super Kiko? Compared to mine, Kiko's handwriting was rather dull and simplistic. Her boredom with school was palpable from her notes alone.
すずむ、あんたのノートいくら出したら私のノートってことにしてくれる？
What?
ダメだよ。勉強は自分で書いて覚えなきゃ。
勉強はどうでもいいから、あんたの女子力少し私に分けなさいよ。
Teach me your ways, O master.
これ鈴原くんのノートなの？かわいい、わかりやすい。
For some reason, girls had always liked me. Not like I had a clue why. Oh, what a shame. But I had guy friends too.
さすがは鈴原、相変わらずグレイトな男だぜ。
Who's this dude? What the fuck? Oh god.
光と影あらば男と女あり。グレイトな男になるためには女子力も必要ってわけだな。
The speed of the text. So in the settings, the speed of the text is synced to the voice, but when the voice is not, when they're not speaking, I've got like a different speech speed. Great days.
それは誤解だよ。
いいや、謙遜するな。俺はめめしいなんて思ってないぜ。
You don't. Okay.
お前のグレートな全てを吸収してやる。見ろ、俺のノート。
Oh god, this guy's getting annoying fast.
わあ。
Natsu proudly displayed his notebook, filled to the brim with drawings. Though it looked like he had more drawings than actual notes.
汚い落書きでいっぱい。
Wow.
グレート可愛いだろ。俺も自分の中に女子力が眠っていたのかと驚いているぜ。
The femininity sleeping within you. Drawing does. What is this association with fucking femininity if you're drawing in your notes?
かわいいな。これライオン？
Suzumu, you're being too nice.
惜しいな。それは猫ちゃんだ。にゃーん。
What the fuck?
私には四則銃であることさえわかんないんだけど。
イラストがいっぱいで楽しいノートになってるね。夏くんはすごいな。
Yeah.
俺なんかまだまだだぜ。必ず鈴原の域にグレートゾーンに達してやるぜ。
Later. This was Natsuya Tsuta, my best friend. Wait, you already have a best friend? He was a very unique and funny guy. I don't know why, but he'd taken a liking to me ever since we met at the opening ceremony. Wait, you've just made a best friend from like the opening ceremony? What the fuck?
ハルミヤも俺に女子力で負けてるようじゃまだまだだな。
Why are we having a fight? Why are we having a competition on this?
あんたにだけは言われたくない。
Oh wait, he's competing with Subakiko. Lol.
あのさ、よく二人が僕に女子力って言うけど、女子力って何？
Wait, he's wearing one glove. Does that make him one of those guys that, what's that word for, the people that haven't grown out of school age that keep, like, role-playing in real life all the time?
説明の必要はねえ。鈴原のグレートな一面の一つに過ぎないぜ。
You are my rival!
大体ね、スズムは生まれてくる性別を間違えてると思う。
And what is up with you judginess? Get the fuck out, right? It can be whatever I want, right?
私が女子力を身につけるために日々どれだけ花嫁修行してると思ってんの？
That's it. Chunibiyu.
そうだな、日々修行だぜ。俺ももっと可愛いイラストでノートを埋められるよう修行するぜ。
What the fuck is happening? Why are we having a competition who can be the most girly?
厚田くんはちょっと黙ってて。でも鈴原くんってすごいよね。武道やってるんだって。すっごい強いらしいよ。
当たり前だろ。あれでなよなよしてたらただのオカマ野郎だぜ。
Yeah, this is weird. This guy hardly knows me and it's just like this guy acting like he knows me.
ススハラのグレートなところは男としての強さを持ちながら女のような繊細さを併せ持つところさ。
Lassie, Luffy's just came out. I have come from being ill just to tell you that you have disappointed people on this day. How have I disappointed people, Luffy? Do tell. What makes Suzuhara so great is that he's got the strength of a man with the sensitivity of a girl. Okay.
確かにすっごい腕力だよね。ずっと鍛えてるそうだし。
Apparently he does martial arts and only trains his arms. What the fuck?
それだけじゃねえ。あいつの拳を見てみろ。あれはかなりグレートな修羅場をくぐった拳だぜ。
Great days.
これはちょっとささくれちゃっててクリームとか塗ってるんだけどね。
Wait, why are they callous? What is it? Oh, has he been practicing martial arts? My father ran a martial arts dojo. As a result, he had trained me ever since I was little. Said training involved punching trees wrapped in a straw and the like, so my hands were pretty roughed up. Though I guess that may have made me stronger than the average person too. On the first day of school, I'd accidentally made eye contact with Natsuya, and he challenged me to an arm wrestle match on the spot, which I won. Afterwards, he said that was the first time he'd lost, that I'd caught his eye and so on. He'd been fond of me ever since.
俺もススハラの親父さんの道場に通って鍛え直されたいぜ。
Interesting, he's got a little skull necklace as well. Yeah, there's little hints of little icons of death and stuff. But weird. I don't know if that's just a normal anime style or if there's a meaning to this.
そしてグレート夏也に生まれ変わって悪を拳で打ち砕きて。
うちのは武道とは言っても戦う武道じゃないし。
そうだよな。武道は戦うためのものじゃねえ。守るためのものだもんな。それでこそススハラ、やっぱりグレートな男だぜ。
He's gonna grow up to be in a biker gang. Nah, this guy is too lame to be in a biker gang.
ありがとう。
He's gonna grow up to be a salaryman.
見てなさいよスズム。次の授業はめっちゃキュートキュートなノートを取って私の女子力を証明してやるんだから。
Yep, this is fucking weird. That guy is a loony and she's like obsessed with trying to be super feminine. Okay.
可愛いイ
Oh,
ラストがいっぱいのノートね。
ara.
誰のノートなの？
What do we have here? Is this the teacher?
うわ、雛形先生だ。次補体だぜ。
雛形先生、これ見てください。この鈴原くんのノート。男子の分際でこんな可愛いノートが取れるなんて裏山許せません。
先生。
そんなに可愛く描いてるつもりはないんだけどな。
Can you people not make him self-conscious? Calm down, man.
鈴原くんはお勉強楽しんでるから、それがこういう形で現れるのね。
Didn't this guy just start school? Why is everyone acting like they know him?
勉強も人生も何も塗ってない食パンと同じなの。
Studying and life are both just like white bread. Okay, do tell me how.
そのまま食べても味気ないのは当然。そうでしょ？
Okay.
確かにあのクソつまらねえ社会の授業はそのままじゃ干からびた食パンも同然。
その授業に この可愛いイラストで彩りを添えたと。
I don't think you got the main point of that, but
そうし
okay.
たらもっと社会の授業好きになれるかなって思って。
味気ない日常に潤いを与えるのもまた素敵な女子力だと思うわよ。私も身につけたいわね。
Adding a little space to one's boring day-to-day life takes a real feminine touch. Okay.
私も頑張って身につけます。
さすがはススハラだぜ。やっぱりグレートだぜ。
そんなにみんなに褒められることをしたつもりはないんだけどな。
そういう気持ちで書いたから素敵なのよ。もしこれが可愛さアピールで狙って書いてたら、ススハラくんはとんだ腹黒作詞ね。
Wow, look at that underhanded fucking backhanded compliment. Wait, he said what? What did he say?
作詞？やっぱりこれも計算なのか。やっぱりススハラはグレートだぜ。
やっぱり。
よくわかんないけど褒めてくれて嬉しいな。
Why is everyone complimenting him? What the
あ
fuck?
んまり褒めてる部類には入んないと思う。
You're just jealous. Go away, Subakiko.
チャイムよ。みんな着席して。
Oh, that's the bell. Everyone get the fuck out of class.
次は
Teacher needs
先生
to
の
have some
楽し
special
い
juice.
保健体育の時間よ。
Oh, wait, oh no, shit, the class just started. Sad times.
雛形先生の授業は楽しいから好きだな。
Okay.
先生は男子に人気あるからね。みんなあの大きい胸が気になるんでしょう。
Damn, I didn't think she would go right there. Damn, Subakiko. You're based.
当たり前だぜ。あの中には男の夢とロマンが8切れんばかりに詰まってるんだぜ。
Nice.
残念でした。正解は志望と入選です。
Either way, it's
さ
all
す
good.
がキコちゃん勉強してるな。
Suzumu couldn't be happier with his school life. He'd integrated perfectly into the class, and each day was just as satisfying as the last. Kuxel, you hush. It's big for them. It wasn't just Suzumu either. Everyone in the class was happy. They were basking in the glory of their they were basking in the glory of their adolescent days. Yeah, this is a realistic life at high school. Suzumu's classmates all took their seats as they reluctantly ended the conversations. Everyone bowed as commanded by the class representative, and the once lively classroom fell silent yet again. The silence was abruptly broken by the sound of the rear door opening, attracting the attention of the entire class. Oh shit, miserable girl with creepy doll. 2A was a class where anyone could enjoy themselves. Everyone there felt that way. But there was one person they all avoided. That someone was her. Holy shit.
黒髪さん、着席なさいな。
Does she just walk around with the dolls like, this is my doll, talk to me through my doll?
何？
Is that doll moving slightly? Is it like breathing or something? Oh, fuck, I don't know if it's a visual illusion. What is she doing?
そう、着席して。ページは38ページよ。
She didn't even say anything. Wow, okay, maybe she has speech impediment. Miss Hinagata smiled as she responded, but it wasn't like they were carrying on a conversation. Indeed, it was more like she was a mother responding to an infant's babble. Yes, let's get a close-up of that kind of like, The girl's name was Toyo Kurukami. The only way to describe her would be a wonder. What? She staggered to the seat in the back of class next to the window like a ghost. As she did, the rest of the class averted their eyes or pretended they didn't notice her. Yeah, that's more typical of high school behaviour. None of them budged in the slightest until they heard her take her seat. It bears repeating, but the only way to describe her would be a wonder. What the fuck is this euphemism? She always carried a Japanese doll with her and never let it go for even a second. There were whispers that it must be a cursed doll whose hair grew longer when you weren't paying attention. That said, there wasn't anything wondrous about it. It was just an eerie doll. Many wondered if she was even allowed to bring it to school. Yet, no one said a word about it. What's more, Toy never let go of the doll, not even during classes. Yet no one said a word about it. Does she get anything done in class? Also, I've noticed she's wearing a different uniform to everyone else in class. What does that signify? Is that like a different year uniform? Even though she never held a pencil or opened a textbook, even at that very moment, she just kept on holding the doll as she stared off into space. But Miss Hinagata didn't even try to reprimand her. That went for the other teachers too. No matter what subject they were teaching, none of them told her to put it away. Far from it. They said nothing even when she would suddenly rise to her feet and leave the classroom. She'd even done that very day, staggering out of the classroom at the very beginning of social studies. Yet the social studies teacher hadn't reprimanded her. Merely asked if she was going to the infirmary again. Her head was in the clouds, regardless of the subject. There was no way the school could allow that. And yet, the whole school allowed Toyo Kurukami. Her classmates would wonder if she was a ghost, or if the teachers couldn't see her. The very notion was ridiculous, of course, but no one laughed. But they understood she was an ominous presence they did do best not to get involved with. In spite of that, the class was getting used to her existence and strange habits. Kurukami black hair, alternatively black god. This actually feels like a Higginbana story now. That looks like a winter uniform. Oh, so she's wearing a winter uniform during the summer. Okay. April was almost at its end, and the whole class had already mostly stopped paying her any mind.
黒髪さんって不思議な人だね。
Strange is one word to describe that.
あの子はそっとしてあげて。
Yeah, leave her be, she might curse you.
黒髪がスス校の入試で合格点を出せたなんてちょっと信じがたいぜ。
Does she pass any exams? Because if she's not paying attention to class. Forget passing. No one could even imagine her holding a pencil. Yes. Natsuya's comment was on point. It confounded the mind to envision how she had been allowed to join the school in the first place.
黒髪家ってこの辺りでは有名な大金持ちだからね。
Oh, okay. Yep, that would answer that.
グレートマネーパワーで裏口ってわけかもな。
You said it again, Kuxel. At least the first bit.
そんなことを言っちゃ悪いよ。
You shouldn't tell the truth. But everyone thought so. No one believed she had been accepted through the proper channels. The more one thought of her, the more of a mystery she became.
1年の時からずっと黒髪さんはこんな感じなんだって。
Did she pass any exams?
人形を抱いたまま授業も受けずにぼんやりして。
それじゃあテストとか補習とか大変じゃないかな。
Yes.
何もかも特例らしいぜ。
No, don't just fucking... come on. Does she pass tests? Or does she just like not do anything?
補習にも出なくていいし、そもそもテストの順位表に名前も出ねえらしい。
Oh wow.
私の聞いた子もそう言ってた。学校側からその存在を無視されてるって。
Creepy. Is she real or is she a ghost? Indeed, they were ignoring her even now. The teacher should have been able to see her from where she stood. Yet, she continued with the lesson like nothing was wrong. That was very mysterious, and, depending on one's mindset, eerie. He didn't exactly have much in common with her, but Suzumu hadn't really paid her any mind so far. Every school has its own troublemakers and quirky students. The types everyone ignores because it would be a pain to get involved with them. Yes, I know that. Toy was certainly occupying that role. That had been his only evaluation of her. But the more he thought now, the more conscious of her he became. Suzumu had never felt this way before. It was bizarre. Making sure the teacher wasn't watching, he looked back at Toy. She was staring blankly at the ceiling. Oh my god. How can you be any more creepy? She didn't so much as even glance at him. Yet, for some reason, Suzumu's gaze has drawn to her. I wasn't exactly love at first sight. Mate, are you falling in love with the weird kid? But deep down, Suzumu felt an unrest that was similar, yet completely removed from it. Was it anxiety, or a sense of responsibility? A sense of duty that said he needed to do something, perhaps? Now even Suzumu understood the strange feelings now roiling within him. Roiling? Toyo Kurukami. Just what was it about her?
ポツンと浮いててかわいそうだから声をかけようかなとか考えてる？
Whoa, the way she asked that was a loaded question.
いや、
Safe answer.
私はよした方がいいと思うよ。あの子いい噂を聞かないし。
目が合うと呪われるらしいぜ。
Of course there's a rumor like that.
そんなことあるわけないよ。
彼女のことを不憫に思って声をかけた女の子もいたって去年の話だけど。
It's funny because it's like rumors like these, right, that potentially isolate people even more. I mean, she may actually want to talk to people, but like bullying. She might actually want to talk to people, but they make all these rumors because she's weird and like, oh, you might get cursed, and then she becomes even more isolated. I mean, who knows? Maybe she's like me and doesn't want to talk to anyone.
その話俺も聞いたぜ。
それで、その女の子はどうしたの？
なんか精神を病んで最後には不登校になっちゃったらしいよ。
There was a kid who tried to be friends with her. What happened? She's in the insane asylum.
悪霊に取り憑かれたとかで親と一緒にお祓いまでしたとかなんとか。
Wow.
僕は
Okay.
信じないな。
Yes, Suzumu. Yes. Subakiko and Natsuya's eyes widened. Oh!
確かに彼女には少し近寄りがたい雰囲気があるよね。周りの人がちょっぴり不吉な印象を持ったとしても不思議はない。でもだからって面白半分に広まったに違いないそんな噂話を真に受けるわけにはいかないな。
This Suzumu guy is well sensible.
ちょっとびっくり。
But are we going to be proven wrong? This is a Ryukushi game.
案外進むって芯が強いんだね。
I mean, what made you think he wasn't that brave?
僕は人を見かけや噂話で評価しちゃいけないってずっと言われて育ってきた。
Never judge a book by its cover.
僕だって僕のことをよく知りもしない人に外見や噂なんかで勝手に判断されたくない。
If only more people kind of took that to heart.
小学校の頃は顔が女みたいだって言ってよくからかわれたんだ。
Oh shit. Well, these people are giving you PTSD then.
体がなよなよしていて男らしくないんだろうって一方的に言われてすごい嫌だった。
Oh, this explains why you only worked on your biceps.
それに関しては俺も返す言葉がね。
Yeah, feel bad. Natsuya also had been convinced Suzumu was a weakling when he first met him. He challenged him to that arm wrestling match as a prank, only for his opinion to take a direct 180 after the boy had soundly defeated him. Now realizing why Suzumu had taken up martial arts, Tsubakiko felt a little ashamed of herself. Yeah, you should be. Freaking, like, making fun of him for being...
周りの扱いが人を作ることもあると思うんだ。
Yes.
あの子だってひょっとしたら周りの扱いのせいでああいう振る舞いになってしまっただけかもしれない。
Yeah.
なるほどな。
What a sensible school kid.
話しかけたら意外にいい人かもしれないよ。
That's sensible. But again, having played other Ryukishi visual novels, I can't feel this is gonna go places. Even though it looked like they understood, it didn't seem like they wanted to talk to Toyo Kurukami either way. Apparently it wouldn't be easy for them to erase the sinister impression of her they'd built up in their minds.
なんだかそれが転校生の僕の使命のように思えてきたよ。
What? Okay.
使命？またグレートなことを言い出すぜ。
I don't know what happened last year, but that may be exactly why I need to be the one who talks to her. A flame had been lit within Suzumu. I was telling him to go talk to her. Perhaps there was something she needed as well.
では次のページを誰に読んでもらおうかしら。厚田くん。
Burn.
あ、はい。
Alright, mate.
スズムは偉いね。
You amaze me, Suzumu.
人の評価に惑わされず、自分で確かめたいって気持ち、すごく尊敬できるよ。
I know. You are basically like, not real. There's no one that your age in schools like that. Everyone would just, like, turn a blind eye.
当たり前のことだと思うけどな。
でもね、スズム。愚者は経験に学ぶって言葉、知ってる？
Fools learn from experience. I mean, I kind of get what that means, but also fucking everyone learns from experience.
知らない。何それ？
私もどこの偉人が言った言葉かは知らないけど、でもネットで見たことがあるの。
I saw it on the internet.
愚者は経験に学び、賢者は歴史に学ぶって。
Yeah, that's translated, but I think that's a bit over the top. It's a mix of of the two you really should have, but I'd never heard that before. I could guess what it meant.
10階建てのビルの屋上から飛び降りれば死ぬ。誰でも知ってるよ。でもスズムはそれを自分で体験しない限り信じないって言ってる。
No. This is a false equivalence. If someone jumped off the top of a building and you saw the result of what happened, you wouldn't fucking do it yourself. He has not seen this rumored person go insane. These are full of crap.
危険を避けるために人々の累積した知識、歴史に耳を傾けるべき時もあるんじゃないかな。
You're talking about a school kid in your class. We should turn to mankind's collective wisdom to avoid getting hurt. Don't talk to her. She's weird. The class says so.
そんな大げさな話じゃないよ。
I know, calm yourself.
黒髪さんに話しかけたら僕が死んじゃうなんてあるわけがない。
But then again, Ryukishi.
それはそうだけど、
Stop looking at me like that.
でもみんなが彼女を敬遠し、薄気味悪く思い遠ざける。
Yes, and you should follow the herd mentality.
その蓄積された歴史を無視して我が身で確かめようとするスズムは。
What's everyone's experiences? You're just saying that she comes across as creepy. Like, that's it. None of you have actually paid attention except for this mysterious schoolgirl who went insane. I know Ryukishi, he's freaking batshit insane.
とんでもなく命知らずかもしれないよ。
God damn it, Subakiko. It's a fucking person in your school class. It's not like she killed someone. It hadn't been that long since I'd reunited with Kiko, but I'd never seen her look so serious. It was a shockingly stern expression, like the face a mother makes when scolding her child for trying to run out into the street when the light was red.
私の第六感的なものが囁くの。スズムは黒髪さんとは関わらない方がいいと思う。
Yes, we should reinforce isolating this girl from the rest of the class.
ヒコちゃん。
私止めたからね。
She's acting as if she was the person that tried to befriend her and went insane or something. It's like the girl that tried to befriend her last year, she was my best friend. This is rather sudden. But my name is Yuto. Wait, who the fuck's this person? Yuto Akagawa. Not that you have to remember it. Good. Everyone calls me by my nickname, asshole. What sort of nickname is that? Fatigawa. Okay. If you ask the rest of the class about me, they'd say I was everyone's favourite laughingstock. The kind of person everyone makes fun of. Uh-oh. You see those in variety shows all the time, right? I mean, not here. Where the comedians get put through bizarre punishments and everyone laughs at them. Well, that was me. I was always the butt of such jokes. That day was no different. I'm not into this pacing, but I'm into this VN. A comedian got... Yeah, I'm liking this. I mean... Yeah, a comedian got stripped down to just his underwear and had embarrassing things written all over him with felt markers. The people on TV all had a good laugh. The viewers probably did the same. I never laughed. I just felt sympathy for the comedian, seeing them like that. No, not sympathy. Fear. Because I knew. That would be me tomorrow. Oh no. Kuxel, we found the butt monkey.
Oi, Dev! Aka Dev! しりとりやろうぜ、しりとり。
Hey, Fatigawa, let's play word chain.
俺たち友達だろ。
Oh god.
遊ぼうぜ。
What assholes. When lunch break came around, a bunch of crass guys would always force me to play with them. I was by no means popular. And though they called it playing, I was the only one getting played with.
じゃあ俺から行くぞ。デブのブからな。ブルー。ほらルだよ、ル。早くしろよ、デブ。
54321ゼロ。はい、デブの負け。
These people make me want to punch the wall. They were just looking for an excuse to put me through humiliating punishments for losing. It would go on until I lost, and recently they'd been coming up with unfair reasons to knock me out right off the bat. If I didn't play along, or if I showed any displeasure, they'd get really violent. So all I could do was force a smile and take it. Better to be their plaything than their punching bag. Yes, this was better.
おいデブ、服投げ服。ほら早くしろよ。
See what I mean? I'd already resigned myself to this last night, so I was calm about it. They all tugged at my clothes, trying to force them off. It'd be a pain if I fought back only to lose a button, so I just gave an embarrassed smile and stripped myself. And once I was reduced to my briefs and... What the fuck? And once I was reduced to my briefs and shoes, they brought a marker out of nowhere. Called it. But it was an oil-based one. Getting this one off won't be easy.
大丈夫だよ。風呂入れば落ちるって。
うわ、お前汗ベトベトじゃん。ペン先滑るよ。汚ねえ。
Wow, these guys are super shit. They wrote all sorts of nasty comments on my stomach, back, thighs, and even briefs. And then they cackled, just like the people on TV. But here, no comedic music would play to soften the blow. My parents didn't care about me. Figures, given I was a wimp who'd been bullied his whole life. If they knew I was getting bullied, they'd just hit me and yell at me for being such a pushover. So I'd just put up with it, throw away my underwear, and wash off all the writing in the bath so they wouldn't find out. But this trend just kept on going, and the crude comments on my body would escalate day after day. Worse, it's nearly impossible to wash off writing from oil-based markers. Water just doesn't cut it. You need to take a nylon towel and rub your skin really hard. As a result of doing this every day, my skin got raw and painful. It stung whenever the hot water touched it. That pain would serve as a constant reminder of how my body had been reduced to a sketchbook for bullies. Huh? All of a sudden the lights went out. It was pitch black. Oddly enough, my thoughts ground to a halt too, as if time had stopped in the darkness. No point in getting worked up about it. My parents would surely take care of it. If I made a scene, they'd scold me for being a wimp who couldn't take care of himself. But just then, the shower stopped. It really did feel like time had stopped. What in the world was going on? All I could hear was the laboured breathing coming out my nose. It scared me, like there was a terrifying demon just nearby. That was encouraging. I heard a spine-tingling voice from the depths of hell at my back. It came from within the bathroom, right behind me. The words lingered and echoed off the walls. I couldn't stand the humiliation any longer. This sounds bad. Making a deal with the literal devil. Normally I could never give that ominous presence what it desired. Wait, this is... Normally I could never give that ominous presence what it desired? What is this, But not only had it been yet another day of getting covered in embarrassing scribbles, some girls saw me and laughed this time. That bitterness urged me on. An elementary schooler was humming as he walked down the road, clearly in high spirits. The street was desolate. No one else was watching. If I was going to do it, then this was my chance. I approached him from behind, aimed for the back of his head and... thwack! I ran for the hills. The boy's cries chased me like a spectre, but I ignored them and dashed away. There, I did it. That boy was hit by a complete stranger out of nowhere. By bringing about that misery, I had given the thing what it wanted. I felt a little guilty, but that was outweighed by an overwhelming sense of triumph. And besides, I looked like that boy was coming back from school in a good mood. If he was that happy, it was only fair he shared some of it with me, so there was no need for me to feel bad. Right? Happy now? I kept up my end of the bargain. I could hear the thing laughing in the distance. Because I was saying, normally he couldn't give that much misery, but he had a bad time, so he's now more miserable. Ah, okay. Yeah, for a second I thought he was talking as if this was not the first time the monster had approached him, but I think it's what you're saying, that it took him a while to be able to find an opportunity to give the monster whatever misery he was looking for. That night, I waited in the bath for it to show up again, but it didn't. I kept washing my body and waiting for the lights to go out again, but they didn't. My body stung. It was itchy. Even after I went to bed and turned out the lights, my chest and back kept aching. The next day, I checked my stomach to find it swelling all reddish purple. But if I told my parents and it came out I'd been getting bullied, they'd scold me. It was okay. It'd go away if I just left it alone. Guess. I kept throbbing during classes. I couldn't concentrate.
はい、時間切れ。腹だぜ、腹。お前風呂でちゃんと洗ってんだろうな。昨日背中のやつ残ってたぞ。
I was in for yet another scribbling punishment during lunch break. But this time, the ache in my chest and back was more painful. The swelling there was chafing against my shirt. So having those guys take off my clothes and touch me would actually feel better. In fact, I just wanted to take my clothes off myself. It was itchy, 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 itch, 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 itch. And when I took off my shirt, the swelling finally stopped itching. My chest and back writhed with pleasure, like worms after a rain. There were several purplish black swollen blobs pulsating on them, rejoicing in the fresh air. To me, they looked like one of those face assembly puzzles. Eyes, noses, mouths, those scarred parts protruded from my chest, and the blobs trembled. A cloudy stringy secretion similar to phlegm gushed out of them. The demon had certainly kept its promise. Do you know this reminds me of that monster we took on in Spirit Hunter Deathmark? What was it called? The Omi? The monster of the forest. That was kind of like this. After all, the looks of horror in the bullies made it clear they wouldn't even think about touching me now. I'd wished to never go through something like that again, and the thing granted it. Seeing the bullies all fall comically on their backsides in terror felt a bit liberating even. I was sure their days of bullying me were at an end. Shimio, that's it. But all of a sudden, they kicked me to the ground. They kicked the eyes, noses and mouths of the blobs on my chest and back over and over again, crushing them into paste. The blobs would gush that snot-like secretion with each kick, sticking like string to their shoes. As for me, well, I felt no pain. Far from it. I felt on top of the world for giving them the fright of their lives. Eventually they kicked me so much that my whole body was swollen purple and became a blob itself. And so they continued stomping me, crushing me flat as I continued spewing that gooey secretion. In the end, I was reduced to nothing more than a reddish-black puddle, like blood mixed with mucus, and faded away. Thus, they would never bully me again. However, I wish I'd been more specific with my wish. Like, I wish everyone who bullies me dies, or something. But if I had, I don't think hitting a kid in the head would have been enough to satisfy that demon. However, I made another wish. Kill them all. The demon's wish in exchange for that was surprisingly cheap. All I had to do was offer it the life of but a single student. Any student. But that was impossible. I no longer had a body. I couldn't kill someone, much less touch them. Hey, after hearing all this, you feel bad for me, right? Sympathize with poor old me and take my place. Sacrifice someone. Just one person is fine. Okay? Come on. Please. Sacrifice someone for me. Come on. Please. Please. A giant lump of meat beyond any possible description moved in the darkness. It had no arms, legs, or even a head, just a blob of flesh. Eyeballs, noses, and mouths poked out from all over it, spewing forth gooey phlegm from time to time. It was creeping closer and closer and closer. Well, what the fuck? Just then, red eyes flashed in the darkness. And it wasn't just two of them. Countless pairs of red eyes encircled the blob. Yep, that's not creepy. They were small Japanese dolls. Endless numbers of the exact same doll clamoured about. The blob found itself surrounded on all sides. Being dolls, they were completely expressionless. However, they clattered as they clambered over to the blob, one after another. By this point, the blob was nothing more than a piece of candy tossed into a swarm of ants. It could no longer see anything past the oncoming incursion of dolls. It howled as it squirted out several strands of phlegm like a water gun. The blob was clearly screaming in its death throes. But much like the piece of candy amidst the swarm of ants, the doll showed the blob no mercy and devoured it whole. With howls and the occasional sound of spewing phlegm, the blob faded into the darkness. The doll sitting at Toy's side appeared to shake for a moment.
その人形マジでさ、薄気味悪いんだけど。
Oh, look at this bad boy.
大切な人形だからそっとしておけ。か。うるさく言われてなかったら、そんな気味悪い人形、速攻ゴミ箱なのによ。
What is this? There was a wet sound followed by the sweet scent of saliva. What? Toy's lips shone sensually as a thin sliver of string trailed from them. And once more she put the boy's... What the fuck? And once more she put the boy's toes right in her moist mouth.
頭さえいかれてなきゃよ。結構いい女なのによ。
This guy is a dick.
やめんじゃねえよ。続けろや、グズ。
The boy kicked Toy in the chest with his bare foot. But like a dog, she grovelled before him yet again. She started sucking his toe. Is this eroge? This is a fucked up eroge. I don't like this. I'm hoping it's not. I don't think it is. She started sucking his toes once more, like a baby would its mother's breast. What the fuck? The school's bike lot was empty except right before and after school, and so had become a gathering spot for delinquents. Thus, delinquent groups would often meet up here during lunch break and the like. About 10 of them were here at this moment. They would curse, spit, and tell each other all sorts of crude stories with deplorable smiles on their faces. A ways apart from them was their leader, Sho Kaminua, getting his toes sucked by Toyo Kurukami.
翔さんって性癖変わってますよね。
Yes, he does.
ほんとほんと。足より舐めさせるとこがあるでしょうに。俺はよ、そういうのはきちんとしてるわけ。そういうのは結婚するまでお預けするたちなわけよ。
Of course. Is he from a rich family too? Are they thingy to
つ
marry?
うかさ、それで先行来た時、焦ってチャックで挟んだら笑えねえじゃん。
Charming. Yeah, this is more realistic of how shit high school is.
歯をぶつけんなっつっただろ。
Mate, what? It seemed Sho had gotten the area under his toe. Why is this so detailed? No, fucking hell. It seemed Sho had gotten the area under his toenail stuck in Toy's tooth while he'd been convulsing with laughter. He suddenly roared angrily and kicked her away with his free left foot. Toy's slender body fell right over. Sho must have shown her no mercy. Why is she just doing this? However, it seemed she didn't even understand the cruelty inflicted upon her. Man, screw you, Kuxel, right? I did not choose this, you fucking... I didn't know this was in here, otherwise I probably wouldn't have played it. For she grovelled before Sho's foot yet again, and started trying to suck his toes, her expression never changing even once. What is up with this man? But Sho, fed up by this point, placed his foot in Toy's face, and kicked her down again.
やめなよ。
There's our hero. Is he going to get his ass handed to him?
ああ、
乱暴は良くないと思うよ。
How long has Suzume been there? Did he see this guy making Toy suck his feet?
なんだてめえ。誰よ。
2の
誰
例の すす払ってやろうっす。
Yeah, he's gonna get annihilated, might as well gang him. The delinquents considered this place their stronghold, their sanctuary. They hated it when outsiders stepped on their turf. So they frowned, rose to their feet, and glared at Suzumu.
黒髪さん、嫌なことなら嫌だってちゃんと言わなきゃ。それが言いづらいようなら僕が先生に相談するよ。
ああ、ちくりかよ。上等じゃねえかこれ。
Yeah, do you know, what's her face? Yeah, this is... I didn't think he was gonna come in the middle of a fucking gang and try and intervene.
お前、チクった後どうなるか分かってんのか？あ？
Get a job?
おとなしくチャリに空気入れて帰れや、ボケ。
Pump your tires and beat it, okay. Suzumu had brought a tire pump he'd borrowed from the superintendent's room. He'd come because his tires were low on air. Come to think of it, Kiko did tell him she wouldn't recommend doing it during lunch, didn't she? Now I see why. She was implying this place was a den of delinquents. Well, that wasn't really implying, was it? She was just saying just don't go during lunch. Suzumu was tense in his own right, but it didn't look that way. And that pissed the delinquents off.
あのよ、なんか勘違いしてるみてえだけどさ。トエはさ、俺にいじめられていやいややってるわけじゃねえわけ。なあ、トエ。
Chloe staggered to her feet and stared blankly at Suzumu. She wrapped her arm around Sho and clung to him with all she had. What the fuck? But her expression remained the same even then.
こいつはさ、俺の女なわけ。
You have interesting taste, mate.
自分の女に乱暴をするなんて思えないよ。
気を許し合ってるからこそってわけよ。お前何様？俺とトエがどういう関係か何も知らないなら引っ込んでろよな。
女の子を蹴り飛ばしてもいい関係なんて僕には思いつかないよ。
おう、あんまふかしてっと死なすぞこら。
The delinquent stepped forward and grabbed Suzumu by the collar. But Suzumu simply grabbed his arm unfazed.
あ？
Do you know what? If I was that much stronger than a dude kind of grabbing my collar, I would break his arm.
おい、大丈夫かよ。
痛えよ、痛えよ。すっげえバカ力だよこいつ。ああ、痛え。
Well, he changed his fucking attitude well fast. It was at that point the delinquents noticed Suzumu's unassumingly rugged fists. The lack of fear he showed when faced with their numbers made it easy to imagine he was trained in martial arts. They glared furiously at Suzumu, but didn't try to grab him again. Yeah, it was Cradtail that recommended this, wasn't it? Just then, the bell rang, signaling the end of lunch break.
A 組のススハラとか言ったが、てめえのことは覚えておくからな。
Mate, fuck off. Go enjoy your freaking foot porn. Whatever.
さっきの乱暴を黒髪さんに謝らない限り、
Oh.
僕も君のことは忘れないから。
ああ、なめてんのかてめえ、この場で死ぬか。ああ。
He hadn't imagined Suzumu would actually talk back. Surging with white-hot rage, Sho pulled a metal bat out of a nearby bike's umbrella stand.
何やっとんじゃ
Wait, what the fuck? What the fuck? Suzumu finally looked surprised when he realized that shout had come from Subakiko.
バキコかよ。てめえの出るわけじゃねえだろ。
Whoa.
スズムは私のダチなわけ。
What? What happened?
血祭りにされてえかこら。ス
手頃もできねえ玉なし野郎が。
潰すわクソアマ。この場でぶっ殺されるかこれ。
翔ちゃんまずいって、落ち着けって。
面倒を起こしたら先輩に何て言われるか。
Upperclassman. What, Subakiko? Can she kick their ass?
命拾いしたな鈴原。てめえマジで覚えてろよ。
Yeah, I'm liking Subakiko. Fuck! I didn't think she was this fucking badass.
約束するよ。
Sho left in a huff as the other delinquents tried to calm him down. Toy staggered on after them.
黒髪さん、
Yes, that's the expression of someone who's very thankful. But before Suzumu could ask if she was okay, Toy pushed him away. Maybe she likes toes? And for the first time, the two looked each other in the eye. Though Toy's face was blank, her eyes were brimming with emotion, with tears and rejection. She talks. Late? Her tears streaked downward and fell to the ground. Toy pushed Suzumu away again and left. Suzumu watched her leave as he reflected on her parting words. Why, you're too late. She said that. He knew.
さすがグレートな男だぜセスハラ。
But this fucking dude. What is going on here, man? What the fuck, right? Subakiko is fucking awesome. You know what? I'm just gonna transition back to my fest. I think I'm gonna leave it here. This is really interesting. I'm definitely gonna carry this on. And I mean, this is a Ryukishi game, so it's gonna be. This is probably gonna go places. Already has. I didn't think Subakiko would be a fucking badass. But yes, this was Tsukihime. This is fun. I'm gonna carry this on. This will definitely be a thing. I don't know when, but at some point. But I'll leave it there. It is like, fuck, it's 20 past midnight here. It is late. But yes. Did I say Tsukihime? No, it's Iwaihime. Fuck. Right, this was Iwaihime. I am Ash Manix, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.